Today we are installing these version 2 tail lights for the Lexus IS series. This is a 3-piece tail light set. So we have a passenger side, a driver side, and 1-piece middle bar. This is the smoke variant. The clear red, black, and clear white, black will be coming in soon. And this is how it looks. The outer tail light and the inner one. It's a little dark. The camera is not capturing the color exactly, but the lens is smoke. I would say smoke. It's medium smoke? Medium smoke. It's medium smoke. This is a 2018 Lexus ISF 350 IS 350 F Sport. We installed the driver's side already, and we're going to show you how to install it on the passenger side. First step is to remove this trim over here. Once you remove that, then you will have to remove this plastic panel over here because all the wires are tucked in behind this liner. So this is how it looks, that plastic piece, when we removed it from here, held by these plastic tabs. Over here, Erwin is the man in charge of the installation. To remove the tail light, same as Camry, just pull it. Once you pull it, it should be easy to remove. Then you have to disconnect all these wires. This original harness will not be needed. Okay, so the original tail light is removed. Okay, and the main harness is behind that liner. Make sure to remove that plastic tab first. Give yourself some room. And that's the harness right there. Okay, gently remove this harness. This plug is a little stubborn, so take your time with it. There you go. And then you need to remove that original harness. This one is not needed. Okay, now this is the aftermarket version 2 tail light for the Lexus. Go ahead, run that wire through. Make sure seal it, and then install it the same way as you removed the outer tail light, the original one. So make sure seal is properly seated, as you can see, and then go ahead, install the tail light. Tuck the wire in. Okay, it's seated. Put the bolts back on. Okay, now show me that harness real quick. Okay, now if you look at that harness, there's a button on it. That button is to turn on and off, to turn the animation on and off. Okay, right now I believe it's off or on. We'll see. So it's on 0 right now. Okay, so the outer lights are installed. So this one is also on 0, which is okay. So I believe they're on now. Okay, so the outer lights are installed, as you can see. Looks pretty good. Fitment is right on the dot. Let me show you the other side. And so this is the smoke variant, the SBR, smoke lens, black housing, and red parking lights or brake lights. Okay, and now we're gonna install the center LED part. Okay, so next one up is to remove these inner lights and this piece to install the big light over there. As you can see, it's one piece, so 3 pieces into one. All right, go ahead. In order to remove the inner lights, you'll have to remove the trunk liner held by clips. All right, there you go. Liner is removed. Next one up is removing the inner tail lights. So it looks like they are held by 4 bolts. Are they 10 millimeter?
Yeah.
Okay, a 10 millimeter bolt. It's pretty standard. Okay, and then of course disconnect the wire and then the tail light. Okay, so follow the same process on the other side. Okay, to remove that panel over here, you have to remove these plastic pieces first, and there are 10 millimeter bolts, I guess, inside. You have to remove that. Be careful with it, be gentle, don't break them. There you go. Okay, now this should be easy to pop. Okay. All right, so it's held by this kind of clip. Okay, you have to be really careful with it. Use a pry tool and then remove it gently. There you go. All right. So that trim is uninstalled. Okay, and while you are at it, if your car is dirty like this, clean it. Okay, so after removing the lights from the trunk, of course you will have to remove this trim like we showed it to you previously, and then you will have to remove this rear camera and replace the bracket, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and you have to replace the bracket with this one. Okay, we are going to show it to you, because if you use the original camera, then the camera, that aftermarket piece will be blocking the top and you will not be able to see everything. So to remove it, it's held by 2 clips, 2 nuts and screws and these clips, or as you can see. All right, you take that out, disconnect the camera. All right, and then we're going to show you how to release the camera. Okay, there is a small screw, 2 of them. Okay, the camera is released from the original bracket, and then you are going to replace it with the aftermarket one. Alright, screws are back on the camera. Okay, take your time with it. These screws are very small, don't lose them. And then just connect the plug back to the camera. And install it in place. And of course put the screws back on it. You do that right now or later?
No, and then you install the trunk light.
Okay. All right, so this is another variant. This is the CBW, clear lens, black housing, and white DRLs or parking lights. Okay, so you install the center light first and then install the center bar. Okay, those inner bolts are in. Now we have to put the bolts on the inner lights. Okay, Finger with hand tight it. Don't go too hard on it. Go ahead, put the plug back on. Plug and play. Do the same thing on the other side as far as the bolt goes. All the bolts. Okay, so you will be receiving a total of 3 wires. The one which consists of yellow, red, and brown is gonna connect in between the inner light and the outer light. Okay, this one is good. So make sure the wires are aligned. In our case, it is. Same thing on the other side. There you go. They're aligned. So once you install them, nicely tuck them away so they're not in the way. Okay, so these inner lights are connected between inner and outer. The third wire, which consists of brown, blue, white on one side and orange, blue, and white on the other side. Just make sure at least 2 wires are aligned. So that wire connects in between the inner lights. Okay, as you can see. So we connected this wire. So as you can see, it's like a U shape in between. Okay, so all the wires are connected. This is how you connect the wires. This is how you install the wires. This is just a brief demonstration on how to install these taillights. And before you put everything back together, we're gonna quickly check them to make sure everything looks good. Yes, last but not least, this trim panel, this trim cover comes with these taillights. So you simply install them. There are no tabs on the back, right? So they just, okay, they clip in. All right. So you replace the original one with this aftermarket one, which will come with your taillights. All right, so once again, before you put everything back together, test everything to make sure all the taillights are working, all the functions are working, brake, turn signal, reverse, and all that. So we're gonna test that to make sure everything is good. All right, guys, time for a test. Lights. Okay. All right, the animation is working. Okay, we'll be recording another video a little during the evening time, so that will tell you exactly how it looks. Okay, hazards. Okay, nice and bright. Brake. Okay, very nice. Reverse. Okay, all right, so they are switchbacks. So the reverse lights are switchback. Park. Reverse. Okay, so they are switchbacks, which is good. Nice and bright. Left indicator. Left, yeah, okay. Right. All right, everything checks out. Everything seems to look good. This is how you install the version 2 tail lights on the Lexus IS series. I believe it's from the 2014 all the way up until 2020.